Morning, all. All right, so some news of the day for all you fine people on the internet for your Saturday, December the 9th. Very rainy day here today. Anyways, so we knew Woll was going to be out for a while. It is a high ankle sprain for him, so he will be out week to week for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And like I said, with week to week, assume a minimum of 2 weeks, maybe a month. And so that's where we're at with that. Jones and Samsonov are going to be the goalies of record for a while, and yeah, we'll see how everything goes. Again, Jones has a good win-loss record at the NHL level, even when his numbers aren't necessarily great. And Samsonov, you do get good games out of him. You get mediocre ones as well. But yeah, it's a test for Toronto, and at least it's a test in November rather than happening in March. Right? Can you imagine if he got hurt like a week before the playoffs? Right. So it's better to have that out of the way now. Connor Garland. So, of course, there was talk not too long ago about Garland wanting out and maybe his agent looking around for a place for him to go. Well, it looks like that the recent play of the Canucks and his own prominent role in the rise of the Canucks up the ranks has Garland saying he wants to stick around and he's having a lot of fun. He knows that there's still the possibility he could be traded, but he's enjoying himself right now, and it's funny what a difference winning will make. All of a sudden, players are like, nah, I'll stick around. Sure, why not? And again, he is playing a more prominent role in recent games than he was earlier in the season. So it sounds like the Canucks have got all of the fires put out when it comes to who might want out and who might, not want to stick around for that much longer. But I do expect a lot of speculation because we know they do still need a little bit more of something on the back end. Boone Jenner got hurt last week or last night, I should say. Now we know he's going to be out for 6 weeks. Fractured jaw. So he was hit in the face with a puck. It was friendly fire, too. Off of a face-off last night against the St. Louis Blues. So Jenner's going to be out for 6 weeks, which is tough for a Columbus team that's already 9-15-5 to start the year. A team that's had a hard time stringing wins together, and now their best goal scorer. And I do think Jenner's their most consistent goal scorer. The most talented goal scorer is Laine. But yeah, Jenner's been their best goal scorer this year, and having him out is going to have a definite effect. The good news for Columbus, if anything, is that the Russian line has been very good, and that there are other players who've shown signs of waking up offensively. Laine, Gaudreau being two of them. So we'll see how Columbus navigates this and how they come through it. So there was a trade yesterday, not a trade that I felt was worthy of me making a video specifically about the trade. So I thought, all right, I'll throw that into the News of the Day video on Saturday, and here we are. Robert Bortuzzo traded to the New York Islanders, going the other way, a 2024 7th-round pick. Bortuzzo has not been playing this year for St. Louis. Only got into, I think, 4 games for them before the trade. And during last night's game, they did talk to Doug Armstrong, the GM of the Blues, about the discussions with Bortuzzo and him saying, yeah, it's not easy to have those discussions, but we felt it was in the best interest of the team and of the player. The Islanders needed Bortuzzo because they were missing some players. So Pulock has been placed on IR. He joins Pelech and Sebastian Aho. So that is 3 of their top 6 right there who are currently hurt. And so they picked up Riley on waivers last week, or a couple weeks ago now, and Bortuzzo picked up via trade stopgap measures to try to keep things going. For an Islanders team that is in the hunt for a playoff spot right now, and if you can navigate that until Pulock, Pelech, and Aho are back, then you're in good shape. But it's going to be tough to get from here to there. So with the Edmonton Oilers game last night, they're now within 5 points of the playoffs because of their 6-game winning streak. Now the teams that they're chasing have been playing pretty well too. Nashville and Arizona being the wild card teams. But yeah, if the Oilers keep winning like this, they're definitely going to end up in a playoff spot. It is still quite a distance between themselves and the top 3 teams in the Pacific, but if you keep winning, 6 games here, 6 games there, it doesn't take very long to make up the difference. So for teams above the Oilers, they're definitely, I would say, back. It's a matter of whether or not they can catch those teams ahead of them. And again, I mean, if they keep winning like this, they can. But we'll see how all that goes. And, of course, coming out of that game last night, too, the Minnesota Wild have now lost 2 in a row. John Hines experiencing his first 2 defeats behind the bench for Minnesota. And that's the thing. The coaching bump you get when that change takes place can go on for quite a while, or it can go on for a couple weeks. I don't think that Minnesota's in dire straits right now. The problem is their record at the time that they made the coaching change was bad. So it is going to take a while if they win 4, lose 2, win 4, lose 2. Even if they go that direction, It takes a little while to dig your way out of it. And again, as I mentioned with Edmonton getting it together, they're still going to have a hard time chasing down teams ahead of them. If the Oilers are past Minnesota and that adds a team to the ones that Minnesota's chasing, which it has, that makes it all the more taxing as well. So a lot of work to be done in Minnesota to really and truly turn this around. But I mean, at least they didn't give up towards the end of that game against the Oilers last night. They had an excellent first period against Vancouver the other night, and then Vancouver fought their way back. Canucks really needed that game too. So we'll see how things go. Believe that Minnesota's playing in Seattle tomorrow. Should be an interesting one. Seattle, of course, having struggles of their own. And finally, the Calgary Flames have placed Markstrom on the IR. Not really a surprise. We knew that he was hurt and that Wolf had been called up, and Wolf's already played. Coronado has been recalled. Matthew Coronado got off to a bit of an underwhelming start, goes down to the Wranglers. We'll see how he is when he's come back up now and what he's able to do for them. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about any of these items on the board. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.